Hello, everybody, and welcome to another installment of Written Wednesdays. I've noticed I keep drifting back and forth between the old-timey voice I want to try and do for starting that and Markiplier, but I've been watching a lot of him lately, and shut up, it rubs off. Everybody wants to be Markiplier. It's like that song, Everybody Wants to Rule the World? Nah. Everybody wants to be Fishbach. Oh. And it's going to be another episode where my chair is just deflating. Oh, it's going now. It's really moving. Oh, God, I hate this. If I was like a monicum more popular and I knew people were interested in helping me out, I'd have a coffee or a Patreon or something immediately to want to get a better chair. Because, my God, this one is... You buy Walmart, you get Walmart. So, as usual, I have my big old cup of water, my Coke Zero, and unnecessary class. He says as his rickety chair starts declining again, "Why did the good Lord have to curse me with being so dummy thick?" Go fund Caleb a new chair. Yes, industrial strength. Oh, yep, there it goes. I'm sinking. Somebody call the shore. We're taking on water. I need to get like a kickstand or something. GoFundYourself.com. Oh, Jesus. I like that one, Sush. So, we have... I'm going to try and drink this quick because I don't know if this will eat the silver out of the cup. Oh, I hate this chair. I hate this chair. I hate this chair, and now I'm a midget. Alright. Well, I will try to continue the stream from down here. And we're going to pick up where we left off last week. This past... Oh, God, I hate this. Let me check OBS real quick. I am literally a severed head. He's the thick man. Oh no, Sush, please no. Well, hello, Dovaquil. Thank you for joining us. And I did not do a lot of outright typing progressively throughout the story, but I did retroactively go back over a lot of what I did type and make some tweaks here and there. So we're going to see if I can't shoot down through and do my usual request of let's get back to the main characters of the book. But this week, before I start typing, I wanted to offer a little bit of advice. That's right, we have entered the moment of advice with Caleb. And something... Do you want a rolling chair? No, save your money. I'm joking. I don't... That's a joke. I'm not going to ask my friends to give me money. I'll save up and I'll buy a nice new one from Sam's Club. But I want to give a bit of advice to everybody out there. Yeah, I'm just rolling right along, not acknowledging that. If I don't acknowledge Meg trying to throw money at me, it ain't going to happen. If I close my eyes and plug my ears, it doesn't exist. But this came on... No segues. Ever. Never. This came on from a conversation with my friend in Thailand. And I remember there was a point when he want the rolling... Oh, God, no, stop it. Stop it, Meg. I'm trying to have a moment here. Take out your books and pencils. This will be on the test at the end of the week. But, and you can tell by the chest hair I'm serious. We're nothing but professionals here. Now... Like I was saying, I was talking to... What? I can't take test. If it was grammar, I don't think you'd be passing, Ethan. Or rather, you'd pass like a kidney stone. Now, trying to stay on topic here, with my gnat-like attention span. I was talking to my friend in Thailand, and the other night it dawned on me, a recollection of earlier when he was working on the book, his book. And I remember he was still trying to find his style of writing. And one of the first things he did was go to YouTube and hunt up videos on how to write or writing advice or things like that, where there's these, I guess, self-published writers or writers with a decent amount of success who are going to offer wisdom and their guaranteed formula of success. And I admit early on, I think last year, I was kind of a little self-conscious and I looked over those videos, but I very quickly stopped watching them and I grew to resent them in the way. And I took the time to want to talk him out of it too, because I think the first lesson any writer needs to learn, and I know it's never easy for an author who wants to project success or look big of their own character, because if you succeed, you don't want to put it up to random chance. You want to seem like you got there through careful planning and your own intellect. But I highly suggest to anyone who's looking to write, or anyone who's looking to draw, learn the basics, like grammar, things that everybody knows. But beyond that, don't look up videos for how to write your book. Don't look up tips and tricks for success, because it dawned on me that you will never be able to say what it is you want to say, what it is that is in your heart, if you try to speak with the voice of someone else. What I mean by that is, writing is much like drawing. Everybody has their own style. And you can like someone's style, you can try and emulate it, but at the end of the day, that is all it will ever amount to, an emulation. And eventually, over time, by trying to emulate and experiment, you learn what works for you. You learn how to express yourself. And writing, this I feel is even more important, because it is wholly a profession or a medium that relies on the imagery you paint with words rather than direct imagery. I can learn people's style of drawing trees and draw nice trees in background or nice characters or something like that, but if I copy the way people write, or if I want to sound like them, what I want for the book ultimately never comes to fruition. It never appears on the page, or worse still, it never germinates and forms in my own head, because I'm trying to think too much of, oh, how do I make it sound like this person? The best way to get good at writing, and bar none, read. I know it's time consuming. I know, as much as we'd like to call ourselves writers for the people who are likely watching this, we don't really read a lot. Today's society is kind of fast for that. We need the instant gratification. Why read when I can look up the YouTube video? Why listen to a book on tape when I can go to YouTube and crank the speed to 2 times and get through it half as quick? But sitting down and taking the time to actually read, and read a bunch of books that you like or that people say are popular. Get a feel for how various people use various bits of their writing. It's okay to speak with bits of people, but when you focus wholly on one person's advice and tutelage, you'll inevitably become a watered-down clone of them. You need to study as broadly as you can, over as many topics as you can, as many stories as you like from as many different authors, and then sit down and write. Write stuff that's just directly to whatever social media you're on, be it DeviantArt for Affinity, Twitter. Well, Twitter, that'd be a short story or a long tweet chain. But write as much as possible and just ship it up. Just write for writing's sake, because it should be fun for you. It's like art. You take time. It's not always fun, but you take time to do the little exercises and draw references, because if you don't know anatomy, if you don't know the rules, if you don't know the basics, you'll never get good at art. You'll have to deviate to like gimmicks or style or trying to perfect one element to distract everybody over here by the fact that the body of the work itself is empty. You need to learn the basics and practice, and don't be afraid to fail at first. Write because it's fun. Express ideas, even if it's only 3 pages, even if it's only 2 pages, even if it's only a paragraph. Write something you want to write. Get good at it. Practice. Find your voice. Put that on paper. And then move on to the big book you want to write. Or do smaller projects that you want to do up to that point. Build yourself up instead of trying to see if you can't capture the fire that a snake oil salesman's giving you. So again, my rules are: don't speak by trying to impersonate someone else. Don't write by trying to sound like someone else. Don't take the lessons of someone else that they're trying to give you and spoon feed you as correct, because at the end of the day, no matter what, just look at TV. Nobody knows for sure what works. Nobody knows what the holy grail is. Nobody knows what the set statistics or analytics are to make good book versions 1 through 64. Because at the end of the day, it's random. There are plenty of movies out there that people think should be complete blowouts, and they barely bring stink to the field. And then there are people who are confident that their book is going to be terrible, and it, bam, takes off like a rocket into space. It takes a page out of the Ultimate Warrior's book, and it loads the rocket ship full of spaceship fuel, and it just becomes a breakaway success. Sush was telling me a little bit of trivia. The creator of Naruto was amazed that Sakura had a fan base over there because he never really liked the character. So to give her dues, because he never knew what to do with her, he let her get the finishing blow on the end big baddie at the end of the series. And everybody in America hated it and keeps mailing him to this day about it. You're not going to please everybody, and you're not going to be able to predict how they work to it. The best thing you can do at the end of the day is be true to yourself and what you want to say. The quality of the writing, your ability to paint a picture, your confidence in your own skill and ability, that's what matters. Because you never know if it's going to succeed. What should matter is the fulfillment of having birthed that idea that was inside of you as honestly as you can, and putting your voice, your honest sound and thoughts onto a page for the rest of the world to want to see and enjoy. And that is my lesson for this stream. Don't follow a strict web or guideline by anyone else. Pick up as many healthy habits as you can, and just read and screw around and see what magic you write. Voice tower over any video online. Exactly. It's like that dude in the garage with the Maserati. I got knowledge. There's a book here I wanted to buy because I heard a video game company, or I don't know if it was a company at this time or just a private developer, but he was the guy who made Star Control. Hang on. It's an old, I know it's a computer game and it's also a Sega game. I have the sequel to it. God, I need to dust in here. Okay, so there is a video game called Star Control. And for the computer version, where it had the full story mode and all that stuff, where they took what worked for Star Control 1 and just dialed it to 100, they had a book where they were reading about science and all the concise terminology boiled down for use. And for this game, they had a system in mind. I think they ended up abandoning it because it would have been too complicated to program it in, and it would have put the whole thing over budget. But they had the idea for a system that would randomly generate planets with proper physics or proper scientific actions and reactions that would make this whole dynamic universe. And the book the creator cited, and I tracked it down on eBay because I have nothing better to do with my paycheck, obviously, was The Concise Encyclopedia of Science and Technology, hard copy. And I want to make time to... No, I'm not talking about No Man's Sky. I want to make time to actually read this to see what I can gain from this, what unique perspective I can come to based on reading this, and see how it affects my writing. I just have yet to actually make the time to want to do it. And rogue-like quality. Kinda, yeah. Oh. I got dust all over my chair. Oh. I need to clean I need to clean this room. That's a problem with collecting stuff. It collects dust. Or dust. Not dust as in plural. My goodness. English, why do you forsake me tonight? Though I can't really claim I'm often that literate. I will violence you, I'm not kidding. Sush, do try to behave. Now, with all that rambling and yammering and everything else under the sun, let's see if I can't narrow my focus back here to the actual book. But as much as possible, I would like to make my series as informative as possible, because we all know we ain't here for the writing. Otherwise, I'd be having to try and manage more than one page a stream. But the most I can do to want to help other creators and give them the opportunity to express themselves in this ever-changing world, the more I can the more I can take solace to myself in the fact that I've done something good and meaningful. So to all 34 subscribers, there's my wisdom on to... Well, actually, it's probably like 32, because I'm pretty sure some people just got bored with their account and made a second one. The harsh reality version. To all 6 people watching who are also in the stream. Alrighty, let's get typing. Ring should go off. Okay. Oh, I hate this chair. I hate it so much. Oh, I have to use my calf. I'm going to have monstrous legs by the end of this, because in order to try and counteract the chair, I am basically standing on a sitting angle and trying to hold this chair up, and I am failing miserably. I have skipped one too many leg days in my day. Excuse me, frog in my throat. Let's just make it worse. Excuse me. At least my chair isn't shedding. That is where you are wrong, my friend, because the fake pleather under here has decided that it wants to just completely abandon life. I have the fake leather. Yep. And it leaves all the little funky plastic ribbons all over the floor. I swear, my dogs are housebroken better than... I didn't think I'd have to housebreak my chair. Mainly because you farted on it many times. Well, the fatal flaw with your logic is I don't fart out of my jugular. That is pure neck, I guess, or like sandpaper shoulders. God, I love these things. Bugs. Oh, I think he's on my monitor. Eventually I'm going to hit this and just deafen the stream, so I apologize in advance. Oh, brace yourself. My dogs are very excited when my mom gets home. That one, yeah, bork, 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 bork. I live with like the louder, more annoying version of the Swedish Chef, and they're clocked to know when I'm streaming. And for some reason, I always spell treacherous wrong. Oh my god, there we go. There we go. My small IQ has been hidden for another day, or rather well documented now forever, in all eternity. I used to default to traitorous often because I only had spell check to want to go on. I was like, huh, that looks a little weird. And then when I realized I was spelling the wrong word, and had been for multiple books that I had uploaded on DeviantArt, the spaghetti started flying. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, obnoxiously burping into my wrist is going to be a staple of this stream. Thank you very much for joining us, Dova Quill. I'm sure this is enough to put all your hopes for this stream and all your expectations shattered forth on the floor. I am so sorry. I will try to do better. Again. There we go. Oh, stop it now. Now you're just making me look bad. Oh, come on. Let it be your words. Your words were well stated. This stream is enjoyable to listen to. Oh! Oh my goodness, bless you. I love you so much. You're now my favorite person in the stream. Hang on. Comment awarded. Comment. Oh. Comment awarded. There you go. You have the medal of I love your comment, and you are now my favorite child. You have moved up from burger patty to prized kebabling. The hierarchy has been set. Sush, I'm sorry you've been dethroned. I respond well to praising. And it's unfortunate I respond to well to praising because when I smile in enjoyment, the tooth-to-gum ratio is so scary I make my dentist cry. He needs to use a microscope. I've been squat. I'm not even paying attention. That's traditionally how you enjoy one of these streams. You just mute it and you open up YouTube. And Pinto Beans, my dear friend, could not handle the harsh reality that this stream is a nuisance and it's mainly focusing and starring a gremlin like me. But, and she left. Ooh, come forth bubbly. If this was alcohol, I'd be dead tonight. Oh, and I almost forgot. I wrote a little special note right here to remind myself. And it's on stream that I lived up to my word. I wrote a note to myself. To everyone and all who is in the stream right now and who's watching this YouTube video right now, Ray, also known as Ray Doe, who pops up in the stream from time to time when her work schedule allows, says hello to you all. So, cheers to Ray. May you drive home safely. And may the next person who cuts you off burst into flames. Don't do that to me. And I have to end this chapter because I'm already at 13 pages, and I usually try and end these chapters within 13 pages. And Act 3 thus far has exceeded all of them, just rolling through. When planning a story, do you plan ahead in detail, or are you a panster? Panster. That sounds like a defective German tank. One who just starts and sees where it goes. Now, you see, that would be very easy and a very intelligent way to want to quantify it. Unfortunately, I am neither of those things, and by nature I seem to be very contrary. Let me just save here. I'm kind of a mixture of both. A large percentage of the time, the term that is provided is... it is a term that is provided by NaNoWriMo. Who can argue with that? Well, like I was saying, to answer your question, a large percentage of my works I will usually just off the cuff, as you can see by my lack of sleeves, I just write off the cuff until there's no sleeve left, and I just see where the page takes me. And normally, because when I was younger I used to watch a lot of TV, I'm very good at visualizing in my head. I don't really think of a book when I'm writing my book. I close my eyes and I pretend that this is a series and I'm watching it on television, and all I'm doing is writing down what I'm watching. But in certain cases, in certain elements, there comes a tipping point, I believe, where your generation of ideas starts to exceed the speed at which you type. And I'd say it's about a 70-30 split for percent-wise at the time. I will take, and for this book effectively, because I've been writing this book for the last 15 years, this series represents the sum of my life's work. I will take down and I will write my ideas. As you see here, I have things like Maud and Plaid leaving scene, ESG operative knows Rolfian gear explodes, ESG incapacitated fleeing the Rolfians, hostage speaks to Maud, radio scene, impression scene. Like I have certain ideas that I'll write down and I'll try and put them in order. And depending on how the book is, I'll tinker with the order. Ultimately, the flow of the book is something that you'll know, and if you don't think the scene needs to happen just yet or it needs to happen sooner, you can adjust it based on your own plan. So I think it's good to try and hybrid those two ideas, especially when you're starting a book. Get general ideas if you're going to plan it out. And again, this is just my advice. You will find what works for you. Don't take my advice as gospel. But for me, when you start out, when you get your idea for a book you want to write, do it as loose as possible. Maybe make a map like this and keep it vague. And then as the story goes on, start to tighten it up. Because when you're gusto, when your initiative, when your inspiration, when your ambition for the book starts to slow down, it's very helpful to have, like, think of this as a tag team partner, where midway through the round he's ready to tag you on the shoulder and you can default to this and like, okay, what am I going to do now? Oh yeah, all these ideas. It's like having a second wind on standby, so when you do start to peter and fade out, you can effectively contact yourself from the past when you still had all the mental energy and you were raring to go to want to write the book, and just pick it up from there. And speaking of the impression scene, I want to check that out because we're in the middle of that one. But yeah, so as much as possible, take it loose and then tighten it up as you go, so you have kind of a safety net for when you start getting bored with it or when it starts getting tired and hard to write. National Novel Writing Month. You pronounced it right on your first try. Well done. Furthermore, it is likely more of a spectrum within everyone. Yeah, I could see that. But yeah, that's my going practice. I know when I was doing Halo fan fictions when I was much younger, before Halo Reach came out, when it was just 1, 2, 3, and then ODST, the first couple of them, I wouldn't do a thing when it came to notes. I'd have a story and fly through it. They were 10 chapters, 10 pages each. And then when the ideas started coming up, I'd start making things like that where I didn't really look at as the books as isolated incidents. I'd come up with entire plot points that I'd just sort of scatter through the books as they happened. Of like, well, I'll have this plot develop in this book. Oh, I'll have this plot develop in this book. Oh, I'm going to have this scene here. And I kind of worked at it that way. For this, I've got my focus much more tight on trying to make this book as good as I can. To a level, I am well aware that I'm overthinking this book. But that's because I've put so much time in it, and it means so much to me. I want to make sure it's going to be like the best book I've ever put out. Chewing on the hangnails, because that is attractive. I guess it's more of a bite because you're using your teeth. Alright, Can you summarize the plot or the conflict in a sentence or two? For what's going on in my book overall? Ancient technology of unimaginable power is found in a utopian society, and one of their enemies has infiltrated them. Meanwhile, I set up for more and more soda. I swear to goodness, if I didn't buy soda, I'd be a millionaire right now, because I will destroy a 2-liter in 2 days. No. Hang on. Gonna eat dinner. Thank you very much, Meg. Have fun. Oh, would you mind repeating your answer to my previous question? I got called away. Not at all. Okay. Ancient technology of unimaginable power is unearthed within a utopian empire, and their enemies have managed to sneak in. Chuck them. There's that one down here. I did the code word. I have something specific for the ESG. Now, I did say don't write with another author's voice and try and sound like them, but when I'm writing a character, I'll try and imagine a voice for them or an actor alike, so I can kind of shape their personality and the way they do dialogue around that, because dialogue is very, very tricky. Oh, the 3D model's done. Awesome. Send it to me on Discord and I will check it out as soon as the stream's done. And the stream ends probably when my pancreas explodes from all this diet soda. Oh, you did. Cool. I'll check it out after the stream. And then, per request, I'm going to be uploading a sample of the first chapter of my book to DeviantArt. Stop drinking diet soda, Caleb. I've given up a lot of things on this diet over the last 3 years. Soda is not one of them I'm prepared to say goodbye to. This is one of the few pleasures I have in my life. So I will drink my toxic, aspartame-full diet soda from my fancy schmancy silver-plated cheapo eBay cup. And I will feel good about myself until the bitter end. I've lasted 3 years and lost 65 pounds. This is my one pleasure in life. Probably die instantly tomorrow at 4 p.m. Oh God, based off no scientific evidence whatsoever. You make a pressing case, Sush. I do draw maps though, for Dovahkill. I do draw maps occasionally when I have need for a very planned out and detailed scene. So. No. And story isn't the word either. Situation. It's not claims. I don't know if you guys are getting the word I'm trying to use here, but if you think you know it, please throw it in the chat. It's not story. It's more related to his claims, but it's not as accusatory sounding. Allegations. That's not bad. I think that's closer to what I'm looking for. Allegation. Oh, words is good. Synonyms. Let's see here. What are the words for words? Yeah, allegations isn't bad. Oof. Would affidavit? No. I don't think affidavit is it? This is where we get stuck and you get to enjoy 10 full minutes of me groping my face and chin. And, you know, it's in great condition, too. I always get, like, a breakout. Yeah, this side of my face. I always get a breakout after shaving. And for some reason, it's all clustered right here on my cheek. I feel like that guy from Goosebumps, The Haunted Mask, if anybody watched the Goosebumps specials for Halloween. Remember the guy selling the masks, and I was so hideous, and I tried to make masks to hide the fact that I look awful, and my screwed up face right now is actually a mask too. Oh, Carl Pilkington, I love Carl. They're so mean to him. He does not deserve any of that. He deserves his own show. Carl is amazing. Affidavit has to be official. Let me look up here real quick. Affidavit. Yeah, a written statement. Requires rest, so I must be on my way. Parting thoughts, take time to think, has been most crucial part of my writing process. Some of my best scenes arise from such tempests of the mind. I like that, tempest of the mind. I'm stealing that one. I tip my hat to you in a fond farewell. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Dova Quill. It has been an absolute pleasure, and I hope you'll consider joining me again next Wednesday. I stream every week at the same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you very much. Rest well, pleasant dreams, live creatively, and have a good day at work. It's going to bug me. It's going to bug me until I get the word. Sips angrily. Aggressive pinky. Here to this channel. We'll keep you posted on that. Will Caleb learn how to spell rogue? No, it's treacherous. Will he ask for a word whose answer is egg? Find out next time. Same Sush time, same Sush channel. That's just the sound of Sush. Dramatic entrance. Let's try story. Let's see. I don't think alibi. Account? Would it be account? Let me see. Allegations, I guess I'm going to go with. Putrid, not dry. I think I can simplify that to distressed. Let's see if I can get a sympathy or synonym for that, because I feel like I use pang too much. Twinge. Oh, that's a good one. Humans use that word, right? You guys, nanu nanu. Yeah, that one hurt. That was unintentional. That was a goof of. Nope. I'm gonna drown my sorrows now in soda. It's gonna be 3:30 tomorrow. Just you watch. Don't try and stop me, you guys. Oh, you are making me doubt you now. Yeah, no. It. Ooh. Oh yeah, I capitalized that. I shouldn't do that. Because if Mass Effect taught me one thing, it's don't release a game that's half finished. Don't release a game where the ending choices make all your previous choices not matter. And thirdly, do not capitalize the name of a species, because that's not grammatically correct. And 4, when in doubt, just drown your sorrows. This is why I don't get invited to dinner parties, because they would be out of fluids within the first 3 minutes of the party. Or do a reality show, yeah. Yeah, no, things are getting real. Tasting a little strange. Bitter. I have to clean that cup a little better, I think. I think I want to set this over. No, I will let that there for aesthetic purposes, and I'm going to move the water over here so we can get some actual healthy drink in me. Save. Okay. Yay, you're getting a plural. Now you're a real boy. Yeah, I won't let Sangus in on this. No, they'd be on the move, I guess, so no. Swag? Really? No. No. want to use the bathroom real quick and think on what word I want to use there. Be right back, everybody. Let's add typos in this text again. No, please. Please don't do me like that, Sush. Okay. They had taken a deposit. Cracks knuckles. You got it, Sush. 5 minutes later. Well, I tried. I tried to commit hoodassery. I think he succeeded this time. Oh wait, no, he's back. Welcome back, Ethan. I think you're in the middle of committing router side. Did I die? No, I'm sorry, you're not free yet, buddy. Oh, speaking of broken English, there's actually a charming story I want to pass on today that happened to my mom at work. I went in Wednesdays and Saturdays. I clean the doctor's office where I work. And this older woman came in with this big canvas bag, right? A red canvas bag. And she was looking for my mom. My mom works there. She's the head optician. Optician, I think, yeah. She makes the glasses. And she had been helping this customer the other day, apparently, and it had meant so much to this woman that she managed to go through, and she managed to get out. She wanted to talk to my mom. She appreciated my mom helping her, and didn't really go into specifics, but doing her glasses and getting it to her, it meant so much to her that she came in with what she later revealed when my mom came out to be a big bouquet of red roses and a big old bottle of white wine. And it was charming, and it's amazing, and I love little moments like that. So that was basically my day. You can't have you can't have a bad day after having a high point like that. Everything else is, yeah, but I got to see something like that in the world, so that's nice. That bottle is currently in the pantry, and I'm going to see how long it lasts. Because we're already making plans of like, oh, that'd go good on this stuff. Oh, we got salmon in the pantry, or freezer, not pantry. If we had salmon in the pantry, we'd have problems. At least there's some faith in humanity left. Oh yeah, there always is. There always is. You just need to learn where to look and how to look at life. Should I stop looking into... Yeah, no, that definitely would probably help you. Old. I wish I had an oil incense burner because I got this stuff a while ago and it smells absolutely fantastic, but I've got no place to use it. Also helps open up the nose. Let me see. I'm not making the mistake of 2 L's because I have the RPG set Traveler, and it bugs me that they misspell it with the 2 L's. Oh, it is a personal gripe of mine that just makes my OCD scream so loud I can feel my hairline retreating. Now, I am going to wrap up this scene and get finally back to the new to the main characters, to that new scene I want to do before I end this stream. Mark my words, it's happening this time. Ethan, it's not every time there's L's, it's just that this is a printed, official, published, well-known thing with a typo for a name. Hey Caleb, I did a thing I think you will be proud. I'm usually proud of you, Sush. You do a great job with a lot of the things you do. No, not how to... How do you spell the sound of a cough? Okay. Hem. Hack. Okay, so I guess I'm... how to type a cough sound. Come on, give me a good answer. I don't need to know how to use a cough emoji. No, you bring up emojis, I'm done. Hack it is. I did not want that bird. Pretty sure it's trowels. Yeah, digging trowels. A little tiny shovel, right? Really? Alright, come on. Yes. Okay. And if you want Sush, we can talk about it after the stream. I'm sure whatever made you sad, we can take care of. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, though. There's been enough of that in the past few days with the news. I don't want to dwell on that, though, because I feel like that's kind of wrong for me to want to talk about. Especially being a smaller channel and everything, it's going to feel like I'm fishing for attention. Oh, the old bait and switch gets them every time. And this is something I've been waiting for quite a while. Yeah, hang on, guys. Let me see. I think, oh yes, I do believe we're going to get more than one page. I have a good feeling about it this stream. Bam! Look at that. Oh my! Look how much writing we've got done. And we're finally back. We're finally back to the main characters. And this chapter is going to end very soon. Let me see here. Scene with Charisse. Boom. Theory confirmed. When I do stuff, you are more productive. This is Schrodinger's productivity. Yes, it is. For the love of God. Please, Sush, be productive. I need to get this book done this year. I can only spend so much more on soda. Alright, well, on that happy note, I think I'm going to take a while to want to reread this bit I've typed and familiarize myself with the scene I had planned before taking this detour to develop the Rolfian situation on the planet. And next stream, we might even get to a new chapter. So, thank you, one and all, for joining me this stream. Once I finish taking care of all this, I'm going to upload a portion of the first chapter of my book to my DeviantArt and for Affinity account. So you guys can pick it up and read it at your leisure to want to see the start of all this madness before the Rolfians showed up. Thank you again very much. I appreciate it every week. And no matter what you do, no matter where your life leads you... Oh, I was just ending and somebody popped in here. Hi, Katie. Hello, yep. Well, how interesting. I was just getting ready to end everything. Every single time. Yeah, Katie is a hard-working individual, and I do understand that not everybody's schedule allows them the freedom to want to pop in here at the time in which I choose to stream. But I will... Katie. K-I... or K-A-T-I-E. Yep, confirming I just can't spell English. Yep, no, I'm streaming writing a book, and I can't talk to save my life. Big YouTuber right here. A celebrity in the making. Yeah, he's probably the best. You spell it out. Yeah, K-A-T-I-E. Yeah, okay, yep, got it. So, I'm going to take some time to want to reread. I will eat you, Aiktai. I will eat you and absorb your name. Because that's the only way any of us are going to spell it correctly. Well, Sush, you can bite my shiny metal tuchus. Oh no, we're summoning from the Grand Cursor and Bender. Alright, well, anyway, no matter what path you walk in life, I wish you a very good day, and may you walk it creatively. This is always a pleasure to want to film these. I'm very grateful to have you all here. No matter when you show up for the stream, Katie, I'll ship you off a copy of this over Skype so you can read some of the new stuff at your leisure if you'd like, and get a first glance at this new part that it will be debuting by next time. Maybe next stream I'll have another reading session so we can catch everybody up. But until then, have a great day, have a wonderful week, and keep on writing. See you later.